Let's take a look at this problem. We got I to the negative 17th power. Now we've worked with negative exponents in prior classes. We don't want negative exponents. So I'm going to create a fraction. I'll put this over 1. And how we get rid of negative exponents is we take an opposite where it's at in a fraction. So this I to the negative 17, I'm going to move down to the denominator. When you move anything opposite of where it's at in a fraction, this sign of the exponent changes. So it becomes I to the positive 17. Now at this point, if you're doing these by hand, what you do is you take your power, you divide by 4. It's always by 4. And this is old style division. So 4 goes into that 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16 with 1. So that would be a remainder of 1. So we can rewrite I to the 17th power as I to the remainder when we're dividing by 4. So we'll rewrite that as I to the first, which gives us 1 over I. And we can't have an I down in the denominator. We've already seen that. So we're going to multiply the top and bottom by an I. Remember, if you have just an imaginary part down below here, what you do is you multiply top and bottom by I. 1 times I is I. And down below, I times I gives you I squared. Now, I squared is equal to negative 1. So then I divided by negative 1 gives us a negative I. And that's our answer. Now, we can also plug this into our calculator. Sometimes we don't get the results as cleanly as we'd like. So if I plug this in, I'll do I, so I'll do second decimal, caret for our power, and then negative 17. And press enter. Then we get this. This gives us 3e to the negative 13 minus I. Well, this is scientific notation. It means we're going to take 3 times 10 to the negative 13 power, and then the minus I comes down. Now this 10 to the negative 13 means I move my decimal place 13 places to the left. Now if I were to put a decimal, it would be right here. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, minus I. And that rounds to 0. So we'd have 0 minus I or negative I. The general rule on that is when you're dealing with imaginary numbers, any part that has an E in it, you can just cross that out. So right away I can cross that out and my answer would have been negative I. And that's our answer.